the bicycle rule for figuring things out. Now, this kind of scales from like a small new behavior or habit all the way up to, I would say, like figuring out what you want to do with your life. And I heard this in a talk from Hubert Jolly, who was the CEO of Best Buy, who actually did a pretty massive turnaround for that company. I heard that this week. I was at a conference at Harvard, and he shared this as a really good story. And I actually could see it as I left this conference up at Harvard, how it applied to my own life. So I'll share the story. I have been working on this whole happiness space for really since I decided I wanted to major in it back in undergrad. I think that was like 5 years ago now. And now I was kind of figuring out, like, I know I'm interested in this. I've started speaking, I've started training, doing some consulting, etc. And I decided, whatever, I'll just go to this. There's this research institute at Harvard that I love their stuff called the Human Flourishing Program. And they partnered with Shine, which is another Harvard entity that's basically all about happiness at work. So that was the theme of this conference, well-being and happiness at work. I got up there and I was like, oh my gosh, these are my people. A bunch of other nerds who are just going to talk about happiness, like, researching what's the relationship between money and happiness, or, we did this study in this factory where we split up the groups and saw how things change, and then getting into commentary, there's a lady there who runs her own massive family investment fund, and it's all about investing in things that promote well-being for the whole world. And I was like, whoa, this is it. These are the nerds, right? I love this. Like, this is what I need to be doing. I need to be focused on how do I take the emerging science of happiness and also some of the philosophical, even more artistic thought about happiness, and sort of take it and digest it and make it accessible for the business and organizational and military leaders that I work with, as well as just everyone else, and maybe people even listening or watching this channel. And I was like, that level of clarity, right? That never would have come had I not started. So the bicycle rule is saying it's kind of like riding a bicycle. You can't figure out how to do it unless you are moving forward. Now, you may not be moving in the right direction, but you need to be moving in order to figure out how to do it. Otherwise, you won't be able to stand up or stay upright on it. So if I would have just sat around and be like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Should I start a YouTube channel? Should I don't know, do speaking? Should I write a book? Should I? If there's no momentum and there's no motion, you're never going to figure it out. But I just said I'm going to start in a direction, start doing things, start moving. And I really feel like now that I'm starting to pick up speed, it's like, oh, I can steer a little bit different, but I know the direction I want to go in. Right? So that, I think, especially for younger folks, but even mid-career and people in life are trying to figure out, what do I want to do as my career? Do I want to do something new? Do I want to start my own thing? It's that bicycle, right? You need to start and get some momentum so that you can stay upright and then start to steer and figure it out. Because if you don't even start, you're never going to figure it out. It's an iterative process that requires actual movement. And I equate the same thing to figuring it out, what I said, also on small scale things like new habits or new behaviors. If you're thinking about, well, I want to start working out and being more active, but I just don't even know where to start. And so you sit around for a week trying to think of a workout plan, or watching videos on weightlifting, or talking to a couple personal trainers, and I also downloaded this fitness app. Well, you never actually started. You never actually had any movement, right? It's like you're sitting, imagine this. You're sitting on a bicycle and you're just trying to balance both your feet on the pedals. You know how hard that would be? Pretty much impossible. But if you just start, you're going to figure out, what starts to work, or this is how the gym, I can go to this gym, or I need to do, you figure it out as you go, right? He used, Rupert talked about this in the context of business transformation, but I think it applies really well to personal behavioral transformation and figuring out life transformation. So I hope that's a helpful story. That is what we call the bicycle rule, that you need to just start where you are. You need to have some movement or some momentum to figure things out as you go. Otherwise, you're just going to kind of fall over and not get anything done.